Hello and welcome to the Ultimate Florida Sports Show. I'm Chris Porter alongside my dude, my guy, Evan Closky. Evan, so good to see you, my brother.
Oh, it's great to see you. We got a fun show for you this week. We have a pair of in-depth interviews coming your way, one from Jacksonville, another from my neck of the woods in Tampa. The NHL is preparing for an outdoor hockey game in the Sunshine State. But first, we start with the news that shocked everybody. Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. We will learn more about the entire class soon, but reports leaked out and the general public was not happy about this. LeBron, Dion, Patrick Mahomes, J.J. Watt, Jimmy Johnson. Twitter fingers were in full force over this. Now, we do not know how many members of the 50-person committee failed to vote for Belichick. He needed 40 votes to secure his spot. The voting panel is a collection of media members, typically one per market. Then you have at-large members, people like Tony Dungy, Bill Polian, and Dan Fouts, just to name a few. The Pro Football Hall of Fame released a statement saying, in part, each year, the Hall reviews the selection process and the composition of the 50-person selection committee. If it is determined that any member violated the selection process bylaws, they understand action will be taken. The release also says the selection of the new class is the most important duty of the Hall of Fame oversees each year. The integrity of that process cannot be in question. His resume speaks for itself. 8 total rings, 12 total Super Bowl appearances, 31 playoff wins, 17 divisional titles. With Robert Kraft also on the ballot, you have to wonder if maybe some of that factored into splitting those two up into respective Hall of Fame classes. Kraft denies any of that, as you would imagine he would. There's also the whole cheating scandal stuff, which, in my opinion, affects Kraft, Belichick, and Tom Brady, if you're going to bring that up, Chris.
You know what? I don't care about any of that crap. All of those nice numbers you just ran down a second ago. Bottom line is Bill Belichick should be a first-round Hall of Famer. And what we need is for the folks who did not give him that whatever number he needed to be placed in the Hall of Fame in the first round, call them out. Who are they? Let's see them. That's what I want to see.
One from Kansas City came out and admitted it, but everybody else are just hiding, I think.
All right, we'll just have to wait and see. But America loves drama, from Bill Belichick to his former team that he won those 6 Super Bowls with as a head coach. Jacksonville natives Terrell Jennings and DeMario Pop Douglas are headed to Super Bowl 60 as the AFC champions. New England Patriots got it done against the Denver Broncos the other week. I caught up with Jennings to talk brotherhood, belief, and the Patriots' remarkable turnaround.
I mean, my heart dropped. I ain't gonna lie, my heart dropped, and I looked around at my teammates, and it's just like, just to see the excitement on everybody else's face. Like, I'm just like, man, the Super Bowl. Now, I don't want a state championship. I don't want a college championship as well. But I don't know, winning that championship was crazy.
You talk about one heck of a turnaround that you guys have had in Mike Vrabel's first season with the Patriots. You go from 4 wins to, I think you guys have like 16, 17 now. I've lost count. Can you please explain to me what truly has been the biggest factor in you guys turning things around?
And I could just say from the first day he came in, he preached brotherhood, everybody coming together and playing as a team and doing their 1-11. So that's just the biggest thing, man. Just coming together and being a real team.
Mario Douglas. You guys are very close. You won a state championship here in Jacksonville at Mandarin with this guy. Just tell me, how it's been with him in the couple of years you've been up in Foxborough.
Man, it's amazing, man. I mean, that's my real brother. So ever since we was at Mandarin, even before Mandarin, we used to play 7-on-7 with each other at BSP. And I actually grew up playing against him too when I played for Pablo Creek in Jacksonville. And he played for Pine Forest, but no, that's my brother, man. Like, having him up here really has helped me out a lot, because coming into this situation, NFL is a whole different ball game than college. In college, you come on an official visit with some of those guys, and then them from high school football. And in NFL, you don't know anybody coming into the building. So just having a person to know in the building, that was good. And for it to be one of my closest friends, that was also great, because like he keeping it real with me and giving it like teaching me the game raw, you feel me?
We love you guys representing Duval. Obviously, we thought our Jaguars were going to go a lot further than what they did. Not going to get into that. But have you guys just had an opportunity? I know you've been traveling, getting back, all that kind of good stuff, to just sit down and say, dog, from Duval to the Super Bowl, can you tell me, have you had those conversations?
man, we had those conversations as soon as that clock hit 0, man. We just looked at each other. We like, boy, from the state championship, not to the Super Bowl. And that's just a testament in itself.
Now, Terrell Jennings was unable to suit up for the AFC Championship game because of an injury, but as you saw there, it did not take away from the excitement of his team reaching the Super Bowl. And I love it when guys that you cover get an opportunity to play in the biggest game.
Yeah, no, that was really special. Carlton Davis, a former Buccaneer, he's going to play for the Patriots. To Ernest Johnson, a USF product as well. He's on the practice squad there. You know, in due time, Chris, you and I are going to meet up at a Super Bowl. Buccaneers, Jaguars, but you know, we'll have to keep waiting for that experience. And look, if we were to have that happen next season, we'd have a juicy storyline between Liam Cohen and his best friend, Zach Robinson. The former Falcons offensive coordinator was announced as the new Bucs OC this week, and he said he speaks to Liam Cohen every day, and the Jacksonville head coach had glowing remarks for Todd Bowles. You also have to remember Zach and Liam were two of the coaches who worked extensively with Baker Mayfield during that cup of coffee in L.A. Liam was a perfect pairing for Baker, and I think Zach Robinson can find that 2024 magic again. Mayfield was a big reason why Robinson wanted this job.
You know, Baker was #1 pick in the draft for a reason. You know, in terms of the arm, there's not a part on the field that he can't attack. So you start there, and then you get to the instincts, the feel for the game. You mentioned the movement part is huge. I mean, you have to be able to move at this day and age in the NFL, as you guys know. And his ability to throw on the run, he's probably the best in the league throwing on the run.
Yeah, I have my one-on-one with Zach coming up later in the show, so don't want to delve too much into what he had to say. But big picture, just because he did something in Atlanta does not necessarily mean it will be a copy and paste job in Tampa Bay.
Absolutely not. And interesting to see what he does. Everybody from that Sean McVay tree just keep getting jobs, whether it's a head coach or top lieutenants.
Yeah, that seems to be the calling card for a lot of people. And speaking about the quarterback position, Miami has quickly replaced Jacksonville native Carson Beck with former Duke and Tulane QB Darian Mensah. Mensah started his career with John Sumrall, who we of course know by now is leading the Gators. Now, this was a bit of a messy situation because Mensah signed a multi-year NIL deal with the Blue Devils. Duke initially sued the QB before the two sides reached a settlement. Mensah had more yards, touchdowns, and less interceptions than Carson Beck this past season. In 2 years of college ball, he has 56 scores to 12 picks at worst. This is a lateral step at signal caller for the U, which reached the national title game just a handful of weeks ago. Chris, ignoring the transfer portal stuff, which will never feel right to me until we get some regulations put in place, this is quite the get for Miami. Mensah is easily a top 10 collegiate QB next season.
Cam Ward, Carson Beck, now Mensah. Nobody's feeling sorry for the Miami Hurricanes when it comes to landing top quarterbacks. It's been more than a month since Donovan Madsen Reigns Vikings captured the 3A state title, and since then, the celebration has not stopped.
Touchdown Reigns! Kadarius Washington breaks through with 10 seconds to go.
How many times have you played that play back over in your head?
Oh, every day. Every day. You know, it's those moments are the moments that those kids ask for. You know, what we try to, you know, as coaches, we want to be in those crucial moments, and you know, to be able to see the plan coming and plan out and go the way it did, it was phenomenal to see, and just the excitement and the joy that they had on their faces after the game was amazing.
You know, Coach, one of the things that I always admire about you, one, you're a down-to-earth guy. Two, you tell it like it is. Three, you never shied away from the fact that the goal is to win the state championship, is state championship or bust. With all of that said, what has the month plus or so been like? And
it's been heartwarming. It's been humbling. You know, the fans that came out to support during the parade, the city, the mayor coming to the school, the district recognizing us at school board meetings. So just a lot of the attention that the kids have been getting, the program has been getting, has been phenomenal.
Coach Madsen, that's my dude. I'm still amazed at how focused this team was during what they call the revenge tour after losing to Miami Northwestern the year before.
Yeah, switching to the sport of hockey, for the first time ever, NFL Stadium in Florida will host an outdoor hockey game. As you can see, a tent-like structure has been built to protect the ice. This will all come down hours before the contest. Though thanks to the cold weather we've got coming in this weekend, the NHL really lucked out. The league also did a fantastic job embracing Gasparilla Weekend here with a treasure map built around the ice. Lightning Stanley Cup winner Pat Maroon will be the Pirate Fest Grand Marshal on Saturday. He also was on the ice the first time Tampa Bay played an outdoor game in Nashville. He cannot wait for this event.
It's an exciting time. It's exciting for the players, exciting for the fans, and it's an opportunity for everyone around the hockey world to see what kind of fans the Lightning have.
When the Lightning played in that Nashville game, around 25,000 Bolts fans traveled for the contest. If I'm keeping it a buck, we rarely see Ray J sold out during the NFL season. That is not going to be the case on Sunday. It will be an awesome environment.
Glad the weather is cooperating, and I'm looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, in our heart of the game, how a pleasant surprise created the moment of a lifetime for a father-son duo, Chris.
But first, it's the event no NFL player seems to want to participate in. I'm talking about the Pro Bowl. Up next in the Ultimate Rush, why no one should be shaming Shedeur Sanders for accepting an invite for what I believe is a flawed event. Next. Time now for the Ultimate Rush. This is where we dig into some topics around the Sunshine State
I'm on the wrong part of the prompter.
The only catch is, I got you, teammate. We've only got 60 seconds to make our point, and I'm going to start us off. Cleveland Browns rookie Shedeur Sanders has been named to the Pro Bowl as a replacement for Super Bowl-bound quarterback Drake May. And before anyone gets it twisted, this is not a segment dogging Shedeur for accepting his first Pro Bowl invite. If the NFL calls, you go. Period. Bring me back on Cam T3. This isn't on Shedeur. This is on the NFL because the Pro Bowl has become an event that fans don't care about and players don't take seriously. Let's be honest. The game means nothing. The activities are cute. The flag football is fine, but there's no competitive edge, no stakes, and no prestige anymore. That's why you've got a Pro Bowl list where Bo Nix is hurt, Patrick Mahomes is hurt, and guys like Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and others don't want to be there. Not because they can't make it, but because they don't care to. So, don't aim your frustration at Shedeur. Congratulate him. 10 or 15 years from now, nobody's going to remember who turned it down or who complained online. All the record will show is that Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowl.
Yeah, and in the end, the Pro Bowl games, like, whatever. We're not going to watch. Like, it's TV ratings. Let's just remember that. Sticking with the NFL, there has been a lot of complaining about coaches going for it on fourth down too much. First off, let me say I was not in favor of Sean Payton's decision in the AFC Championship game, but I was in favor of Sean McVay's decision in the NFC Championship game. The anti-analytics crowd is up in arms about all this stuff, and I'm sick and tired of people just always blaming the quote-unquote nerds. It is 2026, people, and if you don't want to evolve with the times, then trade in that iPhone for a beeper. I don't like AI, but it's clearly the future and much faster when you learn how to master it. These fourth down decisions are complicated, and understanding analytics is a part of the equation, but it does not have to be the whole equation. Analytics throughout a regular season sample size is different than analytics in a postseason small sample size. The playoffs do require a feel for the moment, and it's no different than baseball. Slamming analytics is not a good argument. If you want to say analytics need to complement an understanding of time and place more, that I can't agree with.
I agree with you. Peyton, no, don't go for it. McVay, yes, go for it.
Yep. And it's now time for the heart of the game. This is where we go beyond the X's and O's and remind people why we fell in love with sports in the first place. Seahawks fan Irvin Garcia surprised his father with tickets to the NFC Championship contest. It was just months ago he was recovering from a stroke. Irvin, who is studying to become a doctor, came to his aid during the recovery process. Their shared love of football was instrumental during that tough time. So with his father doing well, Irvin spent the cash and said, to heck with it. Let's go to the game.
But there's certain moments, in our life that I feel like you just have to experience it and value our families and our loved ones because that's something that's, it's not going to be there forever.
What I loved about Irvin's response in this story was that he said that money, that'll be future me's problem. But what we had there in that moment, that was something I'll take with me forever.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Look, Zach Robinson said he had sleepless nights studying for Todd Bowles' defense. Why that is and why Tampa Bay was the perfect spot for him next season.
Hey, Dad. I don't need you to be perfect. I don't need you to be a superhero. I know you don't have it all figured out. Y eso está bien, porque eres mi papá. And that's enough. And scientific study shows when my dad is involved, great things happen. When test scores go up, I'm less anxious. I just become the best version of me.
For the sixth time in as many years, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will have a new offensive coordinator.
Well, I was able to speak one-on-one with Zach Robinson about how he hopes to get this Tampa Bay group back on track. What excites you most about this job?
That's a loaded question. A lot of things. First off, the organization speaks for itself. It's a winning franchise. They've had a ton of success, championships. So looking forward to that first and foremost. Working with Coach Bowles, like I mentioned earlier, just having to face that defense twice a year, I'm glad to be on this side of it for sure. And so working with Jason Light and his crew, all those things are from the top-down leadership. It's at a high level.
What did you learn most as offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons this past couple of seasons?
Man, that's a great question. There's a ton that you learn on the job. I think you learn, working with your coaching staff and managing your staff, communication, clarity at all times, just so that we have the right clarity for the players, and that's what it's all about. But they feel like we're a connected staff, then everything else falls in line after that.
Now, a lot of people on the outside analyze what you did philosophically, personnel-wise, from your time in Atlanta. Is that going to change dramatically coming here to Tampa, or is it very much you strip it down, you look at the resources that you have, and you build around that versus maybe analyzing, hey, this is what I did the previous couple of seasons?
Yeah, it's a really good question because there's definitely going to be some carryover from the foundation of the scheme, all those things. But I think every offseason you're always kind of getting back to square one, like, hey, do we really like this concept? Like, was it efficient for us, or is it something that we just thought we liked?
And then last question, you said how you had sleepless nights studying for Todd Bowles' defense. Just now that you're going to be working alongside of him, what excites you most about Todd, and why were those nights sleepless when facing a team like the Buccaneers?
Well, they have a lot to prepare for, and Coach does such a great job with some of the pressure packages. I mean, shoot, that's dating back as long as he's coached football. And so the mentorship that I know that he pours into every single player, every single coach. I've had some coaches that have come through here with Liam and some other guys that that's all they talk about is just how much they learn from Coach Bowles, developing and just obviously just somebody that you can learn from every single day. So I'm looking forward to all those things, looking forward to putting this thing together with Coach Bowles and the rest of the coaches, and I'm excited to get rolling.
Yeah, I think Buccaneers fans just need to give Zach Robinson a chance. I know a lot of them wanted Mike McDaniel, Todd Monken. Look, I think this was a good hire.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in the last word, many people are starting to formulate opinions about the potential of a Rays stadium without much information. Why I'm here to tell you, it ain't worth your time. In 2 minutes, I give you my thoughts on the situation.
Time now for the last word. And Evan, what you want to talk about and sound off on today?
Yeah, we talk a little Rays Stadium. And we talked a little bit about it last week. And a week later, there still aren't many details out surrounding this HCC partnership with the Rays. Yet I keep reading column after column on why the fans should be skeptical. In these pieces, a lot of the writers are even stating they do not know the exact deals and the financials that are going to be supported in this. And my advice for anyone out there is, if there are people who are going to base their opinion off Stu Sternberg and how he did business, a guy who went 0 for the century on building a stadium in Tampa Bay, a guy who screwed the situation up so badly MLB had to push him out of the chair, I'm going to tell you that's an opinion you don't really have to read right now. I'm not saying the stadium deal is a home run deal. There are going to be hurdles, and some of these opinions might be spot on. But until we have more information, Chris, I just do not think it's our job, especially in the media, to pour cold water in a situation where you in Jacksonville can probably speak more about Ken Babby than we can, because we've only known him for about 3 months here. He's been there a lot longer. We just haven't had that time equity put into this ownership group yet to really know how they're going to maneuver and how they're going to be creative at making the financials work in the stadium deal.
Here's what I know. When he ran the jumbo trip across the street here, whatever he said he was going to do, fan-wise, stadium-wise, they got it done. Here's what I also know. I don't know why the Rays and the folk in Tampa have so much drama surrounding this team. Get the stadium done. I don't care how you get it done, just get it done. You're blessed to have an MLB team. Come on, Evan, tell them to get it done.
I'm telling you, there are so many people who are saying the same exact thing to their TV right now. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of the Ultimate Florida Sports Show. Get it done. I'm with Chris.